Hey guys, Jonathan here for JamSports.org. How's that going? I'm here to do an NFL Rapid Fire for Week 4. NFL Rapid Fire is exactly what it is going to be. It is Sunday. I did not record yesterday. Wasn't feeling very good. Still don't feel great today. But I'm going to record and just do kind of like a really quick rapid fire. But before I do that, I do want to go over the college record, which has been updated after yesterday. We had kind of what I consider a disappointing day yesterday, to be honest. We went 33-18, so I was very disappointed. The upsets that we called for worked in our favor, but some games that we didn't call for upsets ended up becoming upsets. So we went 36-18 on the week after 33-18 on Saturday, 1-0 on Friday, and 2-0 on Thursday. 255 wins, 72 losses is the overall record for the year. 823 to 87 lifetime, and so there you go with that there. And well, I have just a quick second. I do want to say that probably maybe tonight, depending on how I'm feeling, I'm gonna post a video that has a couple of rants in it, a couple of funny rants that I thought about yesterday. I was gonna do a video about it last night, but didn't. Once again, kind of wasn't feeling good. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll talk a little bit of MLB playoffs so far. So I will do that, and yesterday or last weekend in the NFL, and I'll be able to check for sure in a second. I'm pretty sure we went 13-3, and of course my computer is going to take forever to load. Yes, indeed, we went 11-5. We went 13-3 week 2. We went 11-5 yesterday. So we have an overall record of 33-15 on the year, so 18 games above 500. I would expect to be a lot more than that. 71 games above 500 lifetime with a record of 173-102. Alrighty, here we go. Let's get to the NFL Rapid Fire. We kick things off with Carolina and Chicago. Here's the deal. And there's been multiple people, including one of my subscribers, who said that I don't have love for Cam Newton. I have love for Cam Newton. I don't have love for the team around him. He does not have a very good team around him. And here's the thing about Cam Newton, guys. Cam Newton makes mistakes, and those mistakes are going to continue. The further he gets down the line, we see it all the time in sports with rookies. They might do good against somebody, the first time, second time around, or once people have film on you, can study you and know what you're about, then they can capitalize. The Chicago defense is a fairly good defense. And I think they're a defense that's going to give Cam Newton struggles. Jay Cutler is going to have himself a big game today against Panthers. And I say that because Jay Cutler does not struggle against bad teams. And even though Carolina is, like I call them, respectable, they're still bad. I'm going with the Bears in the game, and to be honest, I don't even think it's close. I really don't. Especially Carolina is having to face a very upset Bears team after a 10-point loss to the Packers last week. Buffalo and Cincinnati. Buffalo is 3-0 after upsetting New England. Cincinnati is a respectable 2-1. I did not realize they have the I think it's the Bengals have the third best defense in the league thus far. I didn't realize that. I've got Buffalo in the game, though. I really do. Now, I'm not saying that I really buy into them. We're only 3 weeks in. I'm not completely on the Buffalo bandwagon. I'm on the Detroit bandwagon. But the only reason I say, but you're like, well, why are you on the Detroit bandwagon, but you won't get on the Buffalo bandwagon? Well, it's simple. If you've been watching football and you follow it closely, you could tell I said 2 or 3 years ago that the Lions were going to be a good team within 2 or 3 years. And here's the there. Buffalo was 4-12 last year, and it came out of nowhere. Granted, records don't mean everything, but still, I do have Buffalo moving to 4-0 over Cincinnati today, though. Tennessee and Cleveland. I am a big fan of Tennessee in this game. I like Tennessee a lot. Uh, just because Cleveland, I am extremely disappointed with what I've seen in Cleveland so far this year. I thought the Browns were going to be better than that with Colt McCoy. I thought they were going to play a lot more like they did in the Packers' first preseason game, where they did beat the Packers and Colt McCoy looked good. That's what I was expecting, but it hasn't panned out so far. And I don't expect it to pan out here against Tennessee. Tennessee is another team that kind of surprised me. I kind of expected them to be maybe not necessarily towards the bottom of the barrel in the league, but towards the bottom of the barrel in the division. And they've really they've stuck up there, and they've played some good ball. I've got the Titans to beat the Browns. The game a lot of people are talking about is the game that I will be watching and cannot wait for it. Detroit Lions, Dallas Cowboys. Here's the deal. I'm going Lions all the way in this game, and I will tell you why. The Cowboys are coming off of a short week. Tony Romo is still hurt. He's still banged up. And Ndamukong Suh is going to beat on Tony Romo horribly. The Lions are playing some of the best defense in the league, in a league that we haven't seen a whole lot of defense yet this year. The Lions are playing some of the best. We have seen a couple teams play good defense. The Lions are one of them. And so Dallas is a great team. Don't get me wrong. Dallas is very, very talented. With Jason Witten and Tony Romo and and Miles Austin when he's healthy and Dez Bryant and all that stuff. But the Lions are just too much. Too much. It's a short week, and I think the Lions. I don't know if you want to call it an upset, but I think the Lions beat the Cowboys at home. Pittsburgh and Houston. I'm a fan of Houston in this game. You're thinking, what? Really? Yes, I am. I'm a big fan of Houston in this game. Pittsburgh is just so beat up. Pittsburgh's offensive line is just bad, and I think Houston's defense is going to expose that. I'm not saying that Houston's going to, completely annihilate the Steelers. And Houston not happy. Houston not going to be happy after what happened last week in New Orleans. I was expecting a much better game than what we saw, but I'm slowly starting to buy this Houston team. I'm slowly starting to think that with the Colts essentially out of commission, it's Houston's. I think it's Houston's division to lose. However, they're going to need a couple of big wins against Tennessee. I said it was Houston's division to lose in the beginning when I thought Tennessee was going to be garbage, but I don't know. I do have Houston beating Pittsburgh at home. Houston beating Pittsburgh in Houston in this game. New Orleans and Jacksonville. Here's what I think. The Saints are going to have a field day today. The only way the Jaguars are going to keep the Saints from doing anything is by controlling the time of possession. And the Saints defense is too good for that. Saints defense isn't great, but they're good enough to beat down Jacksonville. And I think that is exactly what's going to happen. The Saints are going to beat down Jacksonville. I wish I would have got to see some of Blaine Gabbert's play yesterday, and I probably won't get to see some today because I'm not going to have access to the Sunday ticket today, so I'm only going to have access to the games that are on local channels, which is going to kind of suck. But I'll see what I can do about maybe getting a glimpse of Blaine Gabbert. But I don't know that this is necessarily the best week for me to look at Blaine Gabbert for the first time because I don't think Gabbert has a very good week. I don't think any of the Jacksonville Jaguars have a very good week. Another way that the Jags can beat the Saints is to get Maurice Jones-Drew going. Well, let me tell you what, Jones-Drew I don't think is going anywhere in this game. I've got Saints. This next game, Minnesota Vikings, Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I mean, the Chiefs are the worst team in the NFL. Without a doubt, right now, the Chiefs are playing for Andrew Luck. And the Vikings are 0-3. Going into the third quarter in Week 1, the Vikings led by 17 going in against the Chargers. Going into the third quarter in Week 2 against the Buccaneers, the Vikings led by 20 and lost. Last week against the Lions, the Vikings led by 20 and lost led by 20 going into the third quarter and lost. So they're 0-3 after blowing big leads. This is the one game, I think, that Donovan McNabb possibly has a chance to get on his feet, get the team figured out, get the team rallied around him, and play a good game. Kansas City is just an all-around mess, like I said. They are playing for Andrew Luck. San Francisco and Philadelphia is next up on the list. Michael Vick expects to play. Here's the thing about San Francisco. San Francisco is good, but Philadelphia is better, obviously. Now, the dream team talks, that needs to go, because Philadelphia has so many problems, and Michael Vick cannot stay healthy. If you notice this, Michael Vick is one of those quarterbacks who inspires people to play. Even statistics show that when Michael Vick plays, the Eagles' defense plays better. Statistics do show that. So it's amazing how he inspires them. And when Vick is not on the field, the Eagles just don't play good. Vick has to stay healthy. He has to stay protected. Unfortunately for him and the Eagles' offense, San Francisco is another one of those teams that's playing very good defense. So it'll be interesting to see if Vic can stay on his feet and how long he can stay on his feet. Washington and St. Louis, I've got Philadelphia in that game. Washington and St. Louis. Washington coming off of an emotional loss on Monday night last week to the Cowboys. But that's another reason that I'm picking the Cowboys too, that I forgot to mention, is I'm picking the Lions over the Cowboys too. I forgot to mention that they're also coming off an emotional win. Coming off an emotional loss to a St. Louis team in St. Louis. It's hard to play in St. Louis. The Rams are 0-3. I can't see the Rams going to 0-4. There's not a whole lot you can say about this game. I think the Rams beat the Redskins, not solemnly. I think it's a close game, but I think the Rams do end up getting the win over the Redskins. Next up, we've got the New York Giants, Arizona Cardinals. The Giants, and here's the thing, and this is something that I'm going to talk about in one of my rants today, so I'm just going to kind of preview it now. Eli Manning is an amazing quarterback. He is extremely underrated because look at what he's doing. He's doing everything he's doing this year. He's doing his second and third string receivers. A bad offensive line. Well, maybe not bad, but not great. The defense is banged up. And he's doing all this with the team that he's got. The Giants only lost one game this year. That was the Redskins in Week 1. They've won 2 straight, including beating the Eagles last week. And this Cardinal team is just a bad team. That's just all there is to it. Yeah, they've got wins, but they're not a good team. Cobb not quite panning out in Arizona quite like I thought he would, but I'm going to give him a little bit more time. I've got the Giants in the game. That's my lock of the week. I stole an episode effect for that. I was going to, and then forgot to record one. So I didn't forget to. I just didn't have time to. So I will get that going next week. Next up, we have Atlanta traveling to Seattle. Atlanta. I watched Atlanta and Tampa Bay last week, and I tell you, Atlanta has some major problems defensively. has some major problems offensive line wise. I've never seen Matt Ryan get hit so much. Never. And that just can't happen. Now, I personally think that Atlanta is going to kill Seattle in this game. Seattle got killed by Atlanta last year, and Seattle, let's face it, Seattle was a better team last year than they are this year. I don't think there's any chance for Seattle to win this game. I've got the Falcons rolling big. Next up, we have Denver and Green Bay. Now, once again, I'm not being a homer, and I'm going to get a bunch of Bronco fans saying, "You're being a homer," because of how I'm going to go about this game. The Broncos have, personally, I think the Broncos have very little chance in this game. Bronco fans seem to have no faith in Kyle Orton. I have faith in Kyle Orton. I don't have faith in a team around him. Give him a team around him, he can lead you guys to wins. Can he lead you to a championship? I don't know that. I don't know that he's capable of leading you guys to a championship, but he's capable of leading you guys to wins and division titles in a very shaky, rough, rocky, maybe even crappy, if you want to say that, division. The Packers, what can you say about them? They are strong on offense. They are good on defense, even though they struggle at times. Hopefully they can get the running game going. Hopefully for the Packers, they can get the running game going a little bit better this week. Ryan Grant ran well, but I don't believe he's playing today. James Stark did not run the ball very well last week against the Bears. Hopefully he does it better against the Broncos. I think Rodgers has a big day through the air. Packers win this game big. My prediction there. New England and Oakland. Here's the deal. Oakland is beat up. Corner-wise, safety-wise, go look at their injury report. The Oakland injury report is full of safeties and corners. New England, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady play extremely well off of losses. Oakland coming off an emotional win, one of their biggest wins in years probably, last week when they beat the Jets. I don't think New England rolls in this game, but I think New England does win. Miami and San Diego. Here's a tough game to pick. And you're thinking, what? It's rather easy to pick. You got a 2-1 team. You have an 0-3 team. It's not that easy to pick. Even though the game is in San Diego, it's not that easy to pick. San Diego, I don't care if it was a division game or not last week. San Diego was my lock of the week. I expected them to stomp the Chiefs completely, and they won by a field goal. And the Chiefs are still bad. The Chargers, once again, in September, even though we're out of September, the Chargers, once again, continuing to struggle. They do get wins, but eventually Miami, you have to think, eventually Miami is going to win a game. Chad Henne is a good quarterback. Chad Henne has got a rocket for an arm. I've got San Diego in this game, but I think it's a close one. New York Jets, Baltimore Ravens, Sunday night football. Going to be a good, hard-hitting slugfest. Baltimore is one of those teams where, what are you going to get? They're 2-1. They beat on the Steelers, got beat on by the Titans, and then they blew out the Rams last week. You don't know what you're going to get from them. And you pretty much know what you're going to get from the Jets. You pretty much know what you're going to get from the Jets. I can put a guarantee in this. It's going to be a close game. Because the New York Jets offense is good. The New York Jets offense can score and will score points. The Jets defense is old and struggle getting off the field. Or not necessarily struggle getting off the field, but struggle preventing points. I've got the Jets in this game. Probably anywhere between a 1 point and a field goal game, I think. Going to be a good game. Should be fun to watch. Monday Night Football. This is almost a laugh, kind of. Indianapolis and Tampa Bay. Monday Night Football game. Curtis Painter going to get the start over Kerry Collins for the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are a dumpster fire. The Buccaneers won last week over Atlanta. First one of the year. I am still not impressed. No, second one of the year. My bad. They beat the Vikings, so they're 2-1. But they're not that great either. There are 2 Buccaneers that impress me. There's one that impressed me some of the time, and then there's one that pretty much impresses me whenever he gets the ball. The one that impresses me some of the time, Josh Freeman. He's definitely a capable quarterback. LeGarrette Blount. I love watching him play. He is such a beast. Indianapolis played Pittsburgh close last week, and I definitely didn't see that coming. But Curtis Painter didn't look bad, I guess. Indy could beat Tampa Bay here. Indy could get their first win of the year and beat Tampa Bay. And to be honest with you, I think they do. I'm going Colts. So once again, just a quick recap of what my picks are. I've got the Bears to beat the Panthers, the Bills to beat the Bengals, the Titans to beat the Browns, the Lions to beat the Cowboys, the Texans to beat the Steelers, give me the Saints to beat the Jags. I've got the Vikings to beat the Chiefs to get their first win of the year, the Eagles to beat the 49ers at home, the Rams to beat the Redskins and get their first win of the year in St. Louis. I got the Giants to beat the Cardinals. That's my lock of the week. The Falcons to beat the Seahawks. Packers to roll the Broncos. The Patriots to beat the Raiders. Chargers to beat the Dolphins. Jets to beat the Ravens. And Colts to beat the Bucs. Alrighty, that is going to do it for me. This is an extremely long video. We are creeping on 23 minutes. Hopefully it saves because I really don't want to do it again. So wish me luck with that. I am Jonathan Lozette for JM Sports 100, jmsports.org. Enjoy some Sunday football. I will see you later. Peace.